Rashida Tlaib is an American politician and lawyer serving as the U.S. representative for Michigan's 13th congressional district since 2019. The district includes the western half of Detroit, along with several of its western suburbs and much of the downriver area. A member of the Democratic Party, Tlaib represented the 6th and 12th districts of the Michigan House of Representatives before her election to Congress. In 2018, Tlaib won the Democratic nomination for the United States House of Representatives seat from Michigan's 13th congressional district. She ran unopposed in the general election and became the first woman of Palestinian descent in Congress, the first Muslim woman to serve in the Michigan legislature, and one of the first two Muslim women elected to Congress. Along with Ilhan Omar, Tlaib is a member of the Squad, an informal group of 6 U.S. representatives on the left wing of the Democratic Party. Tlaib is a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. She and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are the first female DSA members to serve in Congress. Tlaib has been a vocal critic of the Trump administration and advocated Trump's impeachment. On foreign affairs, she has sharply criticized the Israeli government, called for an end to U.S. aid to Israel, opposes the existence of Israel and instead supports a one-state solution, and expressed support for the boycott, divestment and sanctions campaign. The eldest of 14 children, Rashida Tlaib was born on July 24, 1976, to working-class Palestinian immigrants in Detroit. Her mother was born in Beit el-Foka, near the West Bank city of Ramallah. Her father was born in Beit Hanina, a neighborhood in East Jerusalem. He moved first to Nicaragua, then to Detroit. He worked on an assembly line in a Ford Motor Company plant. As the eldest, Tlaib played a role in raising her siblings while her parents worked. Tlaib attended elementary school at Harms, Bennett Elementary, and Phoenix Academy. She graduated from Southwestern High School in Detroit in 1994. Tlaib gained a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from Wayne State University in 1998 and then graduated as a Juris Doctor at Western Michigan University Cooley Law School in 2004. Tlaib began her political career in 2004 when she interned with State Representative Steve Tobocman. When Tobocman became Majority Floor Leader in 2007, he hired Tlaib to his staff. In 2008, Tobocman encouraged Tlaib to run for his seat, which he was vacating due to term limits. The urban district is 40% Hispanic, 25% African American, 30% non-Hispanic white Americans, and 2% Arab American. Tlaib faced a crowded primary that included several Latinos, including former state representative Bela Garza. She emerged victorious, carrying 44% of the vote in the 8-way Democratic primary and winning the general election with over 90% of the vote. In 2010, Tlaib faced a primary election challenge from Jim Zakharovsky in his first bid for office. Tlaib picked up 85% of the vote to Zakharovsky's 15%, and won the general election with 92% of the vote against Republican challenger Darren Daigle. In 2012, Tlaib won re-election again to the Michigan House in the newly redrawn 6th District against fellow incumbent Maureen Stapleton. She could not run for the Michigan House a fourth time in 2014 because of term limits and ran for the Michigan Senate, losing to incumbent Senator Virgil Smith Jr. in the Democratic primary in August 2014. During her tenure as a legislator, Tlaib was one of 10 Muslims serving in state legislatures across the United States. She is the second Muslim to serve in the Michigan State House of Representatives, after James Karoob. Tlaib is the second Muslim woman to serve in a state legislature nationwide, after Jamila Nasheed of Missouri. She and Justin Amash, a Republican who was also elected in 2008, were the first two Palestinian American members of the Michigan legislature. After leaving the state legislature, Tlaib worked at Sugar Law Center, a Detroit nonprofit that provides free legal representation for workers. In 2018, Tlaib announced her intention to run for the 13th congressional district. Kanyas had resigned in December 2017 due to a sexual harassment scandal, and the seat had been vacant since then. She filed in both the Democratic primary in the special election for the balance of Kanyas's 27th term and in the general election for a full 2-year term. No Republican qualified for either election, though any Republican challenger would have faced nearly impossible odds. The 13th is the most Democratic district in Michigan, with a Cook partisan voting index of D+32. Kanyas had held the seat and its predecessors since 1965, and had never tallied less than 77% of the vote. As of July 16, 2018, Tlaib had raised $893,030 in funds, more than her 5 opponents in the August 7 Democratic primary. Tlaib, as a member of the Justice Democrats, made a guest appearance on The Political End.